Hi everyone, I'm back again with another little gorgeous girl here that I'm going to put together for you. I hope this helps anybody who has this particular die. The one we're going to do today is called Summer Days, and it's this little girl here. And this is the little girl finished. And her papers that you get, 4 of each sheet, are the sandy coloured paper and the reddy coloured paper for her dress, the maroony coloured paper. So we'll get on to putting her together. I don't think there is a video for this one or a tutorial, so we'll see how we go. I'd like to keep it within the 15 minutes because I am filming on my iPad and I can't, for some reason, extend the filming. So we'll see how we go. All the bits and pieces I have cut out, die cut. So they're all the pieces here. As you can see, this is the base. And as I said before in my previous tutorial, I cut 2 bases. So I cut the base that is in the colour of her hair. I cut a base that I actually colour in with Copic markers for the skin and the face. I have cut out her hair in the black cardstock. These are her little arms that I've also coloured in. This is the bottom part of her dress. This is the top part of her dress. This is the ruffle that's on top of her dress. That's her little sleeve part of her dress. There is also a little book and a little seashell. With the book and the seashell, if I can pick it up, this is probably where the tweezers come in handy. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I have taken the Copic markers to it and just put a bit of a shadow on it, or I guess that's what you call it, just so it's a bit, I don't know, looks more like a bit more realistic. I don't know if you can see that all right. So that's that. Okay, so here we go. I've got my glue ready. Now this little girl here has a face that is attached to the base of the main part of her body. So what will happen is when you do a backing, you will have her little eyes poking through. So what I did with that was I just cut a small piece of black cardstock, and I'm just going to stick it over her eyes like that. So we'll go ahead and do that quickly. So we're just covering up this part of her face, the eyes. And now we're ready to stick on the base. So that will be like this. So we'll go ahead and glue that down. And as I said before in my previous tutorial, if you have skin coloured paper, you can go ahead and use that. So this just sits on top. Like that. So that is her body, and this is the back of it. Now, as I said before, I just like to do this part to finish them off. The next part we're going to put on her is her little dress, the bottom part of her dress. So that will be this part here. This part here. So we'll go ahead and glue that on. So that's her dress, the bottom part of her dress. The next bit we're going to put on is the red part of her dress, which is this part here. Now that I've punched out the bits that were in the middle, so we have looking like this when it's stuck on. Okay, just glue that down. So that just sits over the beige bit like that. So that's what you have so far. The next bit, now I have to think a bit what I'm going to stick on next. I would stick on the arms, maybe the hair. Wait a minute, let's see. I can stick on the hair, but I won't glue it all the way down because I have to fit a few pieces underneath. So we can just glue the top part of her head down. So we'll just spread some glue across the top. And place it over her head, or on her head. And just hold that down like that. So that's what you've got so far. And if you're worried about the little white bit showing, you can always grab a black marker and just go over it with a black marker in between. So that's what she should look like for now. The next part we're going to do is her, just shift her up a bit, her arm. And she has an arm that sits, this is her little arm here that holds her book. And it will sit just here like that. So you just follow this elbow curve here. So that's where her arm will sit. And we won't glue that one down properly yet either, because the book has to go underneath the arms like she's holding the book. So we'll just do that. So don't glue it all the way down. Her little arm just sits in there. And then we're going to grab the book, and we may as well put the book down. So this is the little book. And we'll pop that under her little hand, or in her little hand, just like that. So she looks like she's holding her little book. So that's what you've got so far. The next piece I'm going to put on is her other arm, which is the one that's holding the shell. So that's this little piece here. We're not going to glue it all the way down. We're just going to glue it so we can fit the shell onto it. We'll slide the shell under her hand, and that arm actually sits like that. So next to her ear, what you would think would be her ear. So we'll just glue that down. So that actually does sit on top of the hair. Like, that's the finished one. That's what it should look like. And we'll just grab the little shell and pop some glue on that. And the shell has also been shaded with the markers, just to give it a bit of detail. So we'll just pop that next to her ear, like that. So you should have something that looks like that. The next bit we're going to do is her ruffle that sits on top of her little arm, so that makes a little sleeve. So we'll get some glue on that. And this is, as I said, this is where the tweezers come in handy, so I'm going to use them instead of leaving them sitting there looking attractive. I'll just pop a little bit of glue on that. And the little ruffle, it should be facing this way. I'll just grab that like that. And you can slide that under her hair that you haven't glued down yet. So it sits on top like that. So that's her finished. She doesn't take long to put together. And you can see her layers again. You can always glue down the hair if you like, a bit better. So this little girl is called Summer Days, wasn't she? Yes, Summer Days. So if anybody has that die, I hope this has helped you. And this is the one I had made earlier on. So thank you again for watching, and I'll be back with another tutorial on how to make another little girl. I'll just set that up and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a happy crafty day everyone. Bye for now.